Instagram comment. Now, this is the comment that Coach Prime said. He said, "Good one, son. You did that." LOL. Laughing emojis. And I'm all for it. Because Coach Prime know they full of bull playing with his son. And I'm telling you right now, this is a prime example of what he's supposed to do. Because y'all playing games, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to play even more games.
The NFL just got a fresh dose of chaos, and it's coming straight from the top. Commissioner Roger Goodell, usually the cool and composed figure running the league, reportedly erupted at Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski after the latest controversy surrounding rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. The drama has quickly escalated from whispers to full-blown headlines, with league leadership furious at how the Browns have handled their prized prospect. This isn't just about one player. It's about the image of the NFL.
They went up to Shedeur. Shedeur, what do you think about Kevin Stefanski naming DG as starting quarterback? And here's the response of Shedeur Sanders to the Cleveland media. Put it up on the screen so they can see it.
Vocally.
The storm started with how the Browns introduced Sanders into their system. A generational quarterback talent, drafted with expectations as heavy as his potential, was thrown into a situation that raised eyebrows across the league. Instead of carefully easing him in and protecting the franchise's future cornerstone, Stefanski and his staff leaned hard into questionable strategies. The result? A drama-filled saga of inconsistent snaps, lingering health concerns, and enough noise to rattle even the most composed front office.
Do you need to simplify things for him this week or change anything about that?
I think with any quarterback, you're going to play to their strengths. So regardless of who that guy is, veteran, rookie, you name it, you got to play to their strengths. I'm sorry?
Why now?
Yeah, just my decision where I felt this decision was best for the football team.
For the commissioner, the tipping point came when reports suggested the Browns may have mishandled Sanders' workload in practice and preseason games, sparking both internal and external backlash. What should have been the league's next big success story, a young, dynamic quarterback bringing energy and ratings, has turned into a narrative of dysfunction. Goodell, who knows the league thrives on star power, wasn't about to sit back quietly.
We've seen what's happening in the training camp, seen what's happening in practice, and we've seen what's happening in preseason. Now, all camp long, there's reports that was surfacing and people in the media talking about the treatment of Shedeur Sanders. And also dealing.
Sanders isn't just any rookie. His arrival carried massive attention. From his high-profile college career to his billion-dollar marketing potential, the NFL knows he's box office. Jersey sales, primetime ratings, endorsement deals, Shedeur Sanders is a business opportunity wrapped in shoulder pads. And when a team's coaching decisions risk that brand, it becomes more than just a franchise problem. It becomes a league problem. That's why the commissioner erupted.
Let's just get to the bottom of this. Shedeur outplayed Dillon Gabriel in both practice and in the preseason in their starts. No matter if it's a half each player played, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Dillon played as well, if not better, than Shedeur, and then when people use stats or just logic to push back, you can't go, well, but it was a half.
Kevin Stefanski has never been under this much fire. Known for his calm demeanor and measured approach, he's suddenly in the crosshairs. The Browns, desperate to build on momentum after years of mediocrity, gambled big with their handling of Sanders. Instead of protecting him, critics argue they've exposed him. The offensive line isn't fortified, the playbook hasn't been tailored enough, and the coaching staff's communication has been called into question. All of that boiled over into drama that landed on the commissioner's desk.
Rumor mill is starting to swirl, man. We getting some new information out of Cleveland that the Cleveland Browns veteran players are about to turn their back on Kevin Stefanski. And is he losing control over the locker room? Now, we've seen this whole quarterback situation play out through the draft.
The league thrives on optics. When its future stars are put in jeopardy, even symbolically, it reflects poorly on leadership. For Goodell, Allowing the Browns' decisions to go unchecked could have signaled to other franchises that recklessness is acceptable when handling rookies. That's not the narrative the NFL wants. So, sources suggest, he tore into Stefanski during a behind-closed-doors meeting, demanding accountability and a clearer plan to protect Sanders.
People. So Joe Flacco gonna get hurt. Then we're gonna go to this white dude that no one has ever heard of until draft day. We've never heard of him. Why Shedeur lasted this long in the draft is beyond me, but it's okay. They did what they did, and everybody knows what was done.
This isn't just about football strategy, it's about league politics. The NFL doesn't want another storyline where a rising star flames out due to organizational mismanagement. Sanders is too valuable. The league has invested in pushing him as one of the new faces, and networks have cleared slots anticipating the ratings he brings. A stumble now could ripple across business deals, media packages, and sponsorships. The commissioner's fury, then, is about more than protecting one quarterback. It's about protecting the NFL's bottom line.
Oh, I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand why you can't push Shedeur as your QB2.
That's
me personally. I don't get that part. And here's the reason I'm saying that. Flacco knows Father Time has caught up to him that he's not what he used to be. Yep. He's happy to be on an NFL roster to contribute in any way that he possibly can. He knows that he's a stopgap for the young guns coming up career.
For the Browns, the pressure is suffocating. Fans have been waiting for a savior at quarterback for decades, and Sanders looked like the answer. His playmaking ability, charisma, and leadership turned Cleveland into a spotlight city. But the missteps around him are threatening to derail that promise before it takes full flight. The franchise can't afford another era of what if, not with the commissioner breathing down their neck and the media dissecting every move. Inside the locker room, players have reportedly noticed the tension. Sanders himself has remained professional, focusing on his development and team chemistry. But the noise around him is impossible to ignore. When your rookie quarterback becomes the center of a league-wide storm, the ripple effects can shake confidence in the coaching staff. Veterans question decisions, young players get rattled, and trust in leadership becomes fragile.
Sanders will remain QB3. And to me, it's just ignorant, man. It's just so ignorant to Shedeur and what he stands for, him as a quarterback. People saying that he need to be developed in certain areas, and all this whole development stuff is BS, bro.
The commissioner's outburst also sends a message across the NFL. Coaches and executives everywhere are watching how Cleveland handles this. If the Browns clean up their act, it reinforces the league's stance on accountability. If they continue spiraling, it sets the stage for deeper intervention. For Goodell, this isn't just about one phone call to Stefanski. It's about drawing a line in the sand for every franchise handling young stars. What makes the situation even more dramatic is the timing. The season is still in its early stages, and Sanders has already been thrust into must-win scenarios that most rookies wouldn't face until years down the line. Instead of patience and gradual development, the Browns appear to be riding him like a veteran savior. That decision is bold and perhaps reckless. With so much at stake, one wrong hit or one more dramatic mishap could implode both the Browns season and the NFL's carefully laid marketing plans.
Quarterbacks are dynamic in an era where quarterbacks are rock and rolling. And by the way, this show is presented to you by Prize Picks. I got to tell you, Joe Flacco looks like me playing quarterback, but I will always bring the juice. You may not like it, you may hate me, love me, whatever, but I'm going to bring the damn juice. I got 2 words for you, Joe Flacco. Retire now. I mean, if you don't care, then I don't care. I mean, that's it. That's it. I'm screaming, yelling, whatever. I'm watching him throw lollipops to the other team. But more than that, I'm watching no juice. And if I'm going to live in Cleveland, and the Cleveland Browns have such an amazing fan base. You know, every bar around your town, wherever your town is or my town, well, every city has a bar called the Brown Backers. The Browns Backers fill up a bar in every town. Hell, Bloomington, Indiana had a Browns Backers. We didn't even know what college or pro football was. But hey, you go to Yogi's, 1990, 91, hey man, you got the Browns Backers, and they're loud and they're proud, and this team's got no juice. This team sucks, so the point is, free Shedeur. Let him play. What are you going to do? Bring Dillon Gabriel out there? Dillon Gabriel is in the worst spot he could possibly be in. I want you to think about this. He's not apparently good enough to beat out. Now, apparently not good enough to beat out Joe Flacco, but he's got a guy who's the most popular guy in town breathing down his neck. Here's what Flacco did. Nothing. Zero. Zip. He threw under 50%. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Shedeur Sanders is starting to do what Shedeur Sanders does, which is make some noise. Cleveland Browns third-string quarterback, let's read it right here from Tony Grasso's article on ESPN Cleveland. Third-string quarterback Shedeur Sanders has been far from the spotlight so far in his rookie season, and it's a place he's not accustomed to occupying, even though he hasn't stepped foot on the field yet. Sanders making headlines, stepping in front of microphones. This week he said in the Browns locker room that he could do better than what he currently sees on NFL fields.
The Browns fan base is split. Some appreciate the urgency, believing Sanders was drafted to play now, not later. Others are furious that the organization isn't protecting him with more support, especially in the trenches. Social media has erupted with debates, memes, and heated takes, amplifying the sense that this isn't just football drama, but a cultural moment. Every move Stefanski makes now is under a microscope. Meanwhile, rival teams and coaches are taking notes. They see an opening in Cleveland's chaos. The AFC is a brutal gauntlet, and every edge matters. A distracted Browns team dealing with league intervention is a weakened opponent. That dynamic only adds more pressure for Stefanski to resolve this quickly before the drama becomes a full-blown implosion.
I don't know why they don't have him at the QB3 and Shedeur at the QB2. I think that's trying to send the wrong message to a lot of folks. Maybe they don't want folks clamoring for Shedeur prematurely or whatever. But in the end, the bottom line is this. I think it's clear, unless Dillon Gabriel just plays lights out and Cleveland is challenging for a postseason berth, which I don't see happening with that offense, which is ranked 31st and second to last in the league.
The big question now is whether this eruption from the commissioner changes anything. Does Stefanski adjust his strategy, easing Sanders' workload, redesigning protections, and showing more patience? Or does he double down, hoping to silence critics by proving his plan works? Either way, the spotlight is unrelenting. Every snap Sanders takes will be scrutinized not just by fans, but by the commissioner himself. The Shedeur Sanders saga is far from over. In fact, this eruption may only be the beginning. For the Browns, it's a make-or-break moment. For the league, it's a reminder that stars aren't just athletes, they're the lifeblood of the NFL brand. And for Stefanski, it's a warning. Handle this wrong again, and the fallout won't just come from the press or the fans. It'll come from the very top of the league office. Because when the NFL commissioner himself is furious, you know the drama has reached a level Cleveland can't afford to ignore.